Hey Courtney, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm Donnie. I'm going to be your therapist today. Since this is our initial session, we only have about 20 minutes. Our main goal is to start building a connection and get a big picture look at what's going on for you. So for
Okay.
this goal, it's the space where I want you to feel safe and heard. The overall goal of our therapy moving
Okay.
forward will be to create a collaborative space where we can identify the patterns or challenges holding you back and develop the tools and insight you need to feel more empowered in your daily life. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Today is just the first step in figuring out how we can best work together. So before we
Okay.
dive in, I want to cover a few housekeeping items. First is going to be that informed consent. So basically, this means that you're in the driver's seat. This is your space, and you have the right to ask questions about my approach or request that I stop at any time. And that second piece is going to be confidentiality. So what we say in here stays in here. It's kind of like a vault. My job is to protect your privacy so you can feel safe while being honest. The only
Okay.
time that I have to break that vault is if I'm worried about your immediate safety or the safety of someone else, or if a judge requires it. So, in that case, as a mandatory reporter, I'm required by law to report that type of activity to law enforcement and my supervisor. So, my priority is always to keep you safe.
Okay. Understand.
Okay. So, one of those weird things is if you see me in public and I don't say hi at first, it's not because I'm trying to be rude. I'm trying to protect your privacy. So, you don't have to explain to anyone how you know me.
Okay.
So, have you ever been to counseling before?
I went to a relationship counselor once before.
Okay. Uh, what did you like about that or dislike about that experience?
I've been a couple times. I wouldn't say I didn't dislike or like it. It was kind of in a relationship building type of situation. So it wasn't really based off like just like me working on therapy like
Okay,
individually.
gotcha. So, what are some of the things you do to take care of yourself when things get a little stressful in your life?
Um, Sometimes I listen to music or I play games, watch my favorite shows, things like that.
That's really big for me as well. I can like binge out on Netflix if you give me any opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you do to take care of yourself when things get, oh, excuse me, I just asked you that. Outside of this session, who are the people in your life you feel most like yourself around?
Like my family, like closest friends, like my husband or like my mom, my sister, my best friend. Those are
Awesome.
like
Got a big
the
family, lots of
closest
brothers and
people.
sisters.
No, it's just me and my sister. I'm the
Okay, awesome.
oldest. Yeah.
I too am the oldest. I have a younger brother and a middle sister, so I get that
Oh,
big, big siblings
have
unite.
that in common. Yeah. Yeah.
Before we start out, is there anything you'd like to know about me that isn't related to why you're here today?
No.
Awesome, awesome. So to get us started, I'd love to learn more about you and what brought you in today and what do you hope to achieve while we work together?
So what brought me in today is I've been going through some challenges that have brought on a lot of stress and overwhelmness, maybe overstimulated a lot of the time. Um, I'm hoping to maybe learn coping mechanisms or skills that will help in those situations.
Once again, I'm glad you came in here today. So yeah, I look forward to working through that with you. Can you give me some type of situations that causes this stress?
Um, I have like some minor health issues. Like
Okay.
I have a rheumatoid arthritis. I also have like I struggle with like migraines sometimes, and I'm also asthmatic. So sometimes like I don't feel well some days, and then
Mhm.
it's just like sometimes I feel stressful with work because I work as a school counselor and I also work as a store supervisor at CVS. So sometimes I just get really busy in life and I just get overwhelmed with everything going on. Plus, I'm in the process of like purchasing a home, or at least trying to. And then recently, I've had like issues with my car. So it's just a lot going on.
Yes, it does sound like a lot. That could be stressful to manage, especially buying a house, balancing that work life situation, all those things. I can see how that brings on a little bit of stress. How have you been able to cope with that in the past, or how are you coping with it currently?
Um, well, sometimes I just have to cry and move on, and then some days I just kind of isolate myself and just, for example, yesterday I had some not great news about my car. I went to try to trade it and get a new car, and then it got denied. And then I found out that my current car is a salvage title, which
Okay.
is illegal to even finance. So it's a now I have to work through that and figure out
It
what's
is a
going on
lot.
with that. So it was upsetting, and I just kind of checked out for the day and I just kind of went to sleep. I was really upset about the whole
Yeah,
situation.
I hear you. I hear you. That can be very upsetting. That's a lot going on. I'm hearing that, trying to buy a house, trying to balance, work and school, things not turning out personally in your life, especially with car issues, can be very stressful, and it's kind of just bogging you down and kind of trying to find ways to cope with that.
Yes.
So awesome. So let me ask you this. So if tonight you would go to sleep and tomorrow you woke up and had a brand new car, there were no car issues, and all that stress kind of just dissolved away. You're able to balance that work life situation. What would be the first thing you would notice the next morning when you woke up?
I would feel a little bit of weight like lifted from me. Like
And how it
I think one of my big I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I
go
think
ahead. Go ahead.
one of my biggest things right now is buying a house and my car. So if both of those could be like eliminated, that would probably take like half of the stress I have like away.
So I'm hearing a lot of the stress is coming from the financial aspect of it.
Right.
So if you were to wake up and all that stuff was paid for, what would your day look like?
Less worry, less worrying about like these like is my car is gonna today is it gonna work right? Is it gonna get me to where I need to go? Like those are things that now I'm like constantly like thinking about like so if I could not have to worry about that, that would be like one less thing to worry about. And then like if I were to have my a new house, then I would be less worried about my current living situation
Mhm.
and another like where like my dog lives with my mom, so it's like a lot. It's just a lot. I miss my
So if we were to
dog
look at,
'cause yeah, I miss
if
my
we were
dog
to,
'cause she's at my mom's, so it's just like another thing, you
okay,
know what I mean?
okay. So if you were to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being that miracle morning, you waking up and your car and house are paid for, you're able to get your dog back, kind of reclaiming some of your time and your enjoyment in life, and a zero being, not being able to manage all the things in your life, and it's just kind of you kind of bogged down and not going anywhere. What would you rate your day right now?
Today I would say I'm like where I usually am, like about a 6.
About a six.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's something we can work with. What would be what would help us get to a 7? What would you want to see change right now? Something we can do.
Um, something I can do. I don't know. Like something I
What
can do as in like getting a different car
do
or
you need resources to find vehicles maybe, or how would
um
you go about getting your pet back?
if I were to get her back, the problem is I live with my mother-in-law and she has a cat. And the
Okay.
cat and the dog do
Like
not mix
knits.
well. I don't mix well. So I'm okay where she is. She's fine where she is. I've
Okay.
accepted that. But it's like it's just that thing in the back of your head, like you miss, it's like your child.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I,
It's
I
just
can see how
like
that's
that.
difficult not being with you right now. So
Yeah.
if we were to get you some resources to help you find a more stable vehicle, would that help you out in any way?
Yes, I think so. I feel like that would be at least one less thing to worry about.
Okay, so that's a goal that we can move forward to, finding the appropriate resources to help you navigate the trials and tribulations of finding a new vehicle. That sound good?
Yeah. Yes, it does. I think
Awesome,
like
awesome.
for me, I think the biggest thing for me is just look, I could deal with anything else. The car is just big because it's how you get everywhere.
Hmm.
It's like that's how you get to work. That's how you go, do errands and go to the doctor and all these things. So it's like if you are constantly thinking about like, oh, what if something happens to that? How will I navigate all of these other things? That's what brings the stress for me.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is, this car and it not functioning well, and it has so many other factors in your life that's bringing about a lot of this stress. Not so much more than a lot of things, but it's a good main focus of that stress. Am I hearing that correctly?
Right, right.
So we've also went over a couple different things too. We have you navigating your pet situation, not being able to have your pet with you, the stress of kind of navigating multiple jobs and being in school. And then we have, a future home purchase as well. So all these kind of things are just
Mhm.
driving that anxiety up and creating stressful situations.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so moving forward, we can look to finding those resources to help you alleviate some of that stress of, buying this new car and see how we can get you from a 6 to a 7. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I hope to at some point at least get to like a 9 or 10.
And what would a 9 look like?
A 9 would be a new car, a new house, and I have my dog back.
Okay, so that's basically your miracle morning almost.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. I'm trying to like stay positive. If that makes
Yes.
sense to you. It gets challenging when like you're trying and then it feels like nothing you're doing is working. Or it's
Okay.
like the more you go forward, you get pushed back. You know what I mean?
Yes. I can totally see how you feel that way, and I totally relate to that. Yes. So we're coming up on the 20 minutes. How are you feeling after sharing all of that?
Feeling pretty good. I'm feeling hopeful. Um, I'm excited to see how this progress goes and
Mhm.
how new techniques I'll be able to like incorporate them moving forward.
Okay. Is there anything we didn't touch on that feels important for me to know for the next time we meet?
Um, no, not really. I pretty much kind of touch everything. That's kind of like my big focus right now.
Okay. So one of the things I want when you leave this session, I want you to feel grounded. So what's one small thing you can do for yourself to decompress today from after this session?
That's funny you say that. I was thinking of going to get ice cream today.
Okay.
Just like, I had like a little bit of a rough patch yesterday, so I'm like, maybe I'll just go have some ice cream and just like relax and just watch some movies or something today and just just relax the rest of the day.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I like all ice cream. I really don't have a favorite, if that makes
That's a
sense.
that's a great answer. Yes.
I could eat ice cream every single day. Any ice cream. I love it.
Okay. So on the scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable did you feel in the space today? Is there anything that I can do to make you feel more comfortable moving forward?
No, I think you did great. I think you heard me. Um, so I'm looking forward to continue to work with you.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate that. So just to wrap up what we talked about today, we you came in seeking help to find ways to navigate the anxiety and the concerns about, all the factors in your life, purchasing a new house, new home, working through all of those type of situations. And I do want to highlight something positive. I noticed I love that you came in and you expressed your coping tools and your goals for the situations. Uh, and to stay focused for our next week's session, we're going to talk about those anxiety levels and how we can keep those down when you find yourself in those type of situations. Does that sound good?
Sounds great. I look forward to meeting with you again.
All right. So yeah, we are at our time. So I look forward to working with you next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you so much.